Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, Good evening, Mr. Bodh. Am I
Good
pronouncing
evening.
correct?
Yes, you got it bang on. And good evening to you, Mr. Pandey.
Thank.
And tell me, how was your day like?
My day was good. A little bit tired because I did not take nap in the day. That is why
All
my
right.
mind not functioning on higher level right now.
Oh, I can understand. When you're sleep deprived, I think even I was sleep deprived for a while, but I ensured that I get a power nap. So I hope my mind is working at 100%, or else you will mind it.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
but let's dive let's so before we commence the session, were you able to take some time out and give the session material a reading?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, we can we go ahead? Are we good to
Yes,
go?
yeah, yeah.
Great. Love the enthusiasm and energy, Mr. Pandey. So the topic of the day reads, why lying is helpful. So do you think
Yes.
lying is helpful?
Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it doesn't.
It isn't. So tell me when other times when it helps.
A line is important when you are trying to build your career.
Yes,
I have
okay.
a good example today. I got a call from one of my neighbors, and he said that, Deepak, are you free tomorrow? 11? No, not 11:30. 1:30, so that you
Yes.
can bring my daughter from her college. Okay,
Hmm.
and I said that I have a Clapingo class, but I don't, because I do have work. I
Yes.
have to work on myself. I have to study,
Yes.
right? So I said, no, I have a class, but I don't have class. I have 3:30 class.
Hmm.
I said, no, I
No.
cannot, because I come from work and then
Yes.
I cook food, and I
Yes.
mentioned you, I take nap around to 1 hour throughout the day so that I can
Hmm.
refresh. So, and it will take 1 hour to go to college, bring her. It will almost take 1 hour.
Yes.
So I'll
Yes.
be totally, exhausted. So I said, no,
Exhausted.
sorry. So
So,
sometimes saying lying is good for you, because
yes.
if you try to make happy everybody, you are not going to
Yes.
succeed in your life.
Very true. Very true. That's, I think what you're telling me is that sometimes lying, and it's also the kind of lies, like because it's a harmless lie, these are called white lies. So, sometimes a white lie like this can, in fact, help you. And it is also important that you shouldn't be pleasing everyone at your own cost. Very important. That's very well
And
said.
Mr.
Yes.
Bodh, I am so sorry. I don't know it's a good merit or merit. I don't know what to
Yes.
say. But I'm so kind. I try to help more and more. But the more I help, people say, oh, I can get most of the work from him. And they
Oh,
more
yeah.
and more they persuade me to do something for their
Yes.
work. But now I'm trying to know. I should not be that much kind so that everyone think that, oh, I have a free work. Like Deepak bring the
Yes.
sabzi, grocery for my home.
Yes.
Take this bed on the first floor, take it down. I'm living in this, renting in this home, right? And and a landlord every 2 months he has a habit of shifting sofa one floor to second floor
Yeah.
to third floor, and he asked me to do. But now
Yes.
I'm ignoring him.
Oh, yes, that's very important. And like you said, because you're being that kind, you must not bend over backwards all the time, just so that you can help the other person as much as you want to. You shouldn't be at the beck and call of everyone, right? Because you have your own life and you should always prioritize your priority over others. And I'm very
Right.
happy. I'm also happy that you're trying your best, right? You're trying your
Yes.
best to be there for others, but shouldn't cost you your peace.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am now.
And
I'm enjoying. The more you will help others, they will depend on you. Oh,
yes,
Deepak, if I'm not available, he can do it for me. But we should not, be the base of fundamental of everything to him.
yes, yes. Very important. Very true. I mean, But that happens, no? Somebody when like you who's so sweet and I think kind, people take undue advantage. And so tell me
Yes.
what has how any other incident that you would like to share with me? Yeah.
I don't know. It maybe is good or what. I said I tried. That is my client. Okay, I
Yes.
conduct session with her around 9:30, right?
Hmm.
And today she messaged me. Could you give me an extra hour, extra half an hour?
Yes.
Early morning 5:30. Could you reach at my home so that we can go for jog?
Yes.
Right? 5:30 she's asking me to
5:30.
reach, yeah, early morning 5:30 at home. And again, I will go back to another class,
Yes.
and then again I will have to go back to 9:30 to train 1 hour more. So 1.5 hour more I have to
Yes.
give service to her. And usually I try to give more, 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes. I used to train her, but she is thinking like, oh, I should must get service more with him.
Yes.
I said,
No.
"No problem. You are my client, I can do for you, but don't. If you will repeat me again and again, then I will say I'm
Yes.
not like I have also scheduled to do something.
Yes.
I'm
Very
somebody. You
true.
are not only my client. I will
Yes.
give everything to you.
Yeah. They must not take you for a ride. You must let that be known that as you may be kind and you may be, there to help them, but they shouldn't take undue advantage. And of course, not um tap like because there's some people out there, because they don't understand it's a give and take. You have to give and take and not just always be ready to take from others.
Right.
And but I'm very happy like the way you responded to all this. It seems like you know how to also handle these situations.
Yes. Yes.
So, but has it ever been the case that you feel a little annoyed? Like, has that
Yeah.
ever happened where it annoys?
Many times, many times. But now I am learning these things. How to ignore sometimes you must ignore something, in
Yes,
order
yes,
so that you can let him know, that I'm also a kinds of I can also manipulate.
yes,
I'm not 100%
yes,
honest. Whenever you want, you can use me, you can
yes,
invite me for your own work.
yeah,
So I am learning these things because I have to run with this era, with this, because
yes,
this era is full of manipulation. People will,
yeah.
try to, absorb your blood as much as they can.
Uh, they want to suck out your blood. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they
that's
can suck your
that's
blood.
that's that's the unfortunately those are the times that we are living in, wherein everybody is very parasitic, like almost like a mosquito. They want to
Mm.
suck.
Yes, yes.
But I love how zen and how monk-like you are. Like you keep yourself calm, and you know how to go about it.
I think one thing I have learned why I try to give more than I get paid for, because when you give more than you get paid for,
Yes,
you are you cannot get the reward from same customer, same
yes,
client, but maybe from another client you will get
yes,
more reward than you are paying another customer.
yes, yes, yes.
Someone
It
taught me
comes
our
down.
nightingale. Have you heard about our nightingale? Or nightingale? I'm sorry, I'm unable to pronounce his name.
No, no.
Our
Okay,
nightingale.
who?
Our
Okay, who?
nightingale.
Okay,
Okay.
I haven't heard.
So he said, if you want to be successful in marketplace, so whatever your service giving into market, you try
Yes,
to give more than you are getting
more.
paid for. Yes,
Yes, then you get
because
paid for. Yes,
uh because if you give more, very few people in market they are giving more to get client. If you will give more, then definitely
yes.
your service, your product will be word of mouth, and
Word of
that's
mouth.
how people,
Yes,
yeah,
you will
people will
stand out.
transfer,
Very true.
referral like that.
Okay,
So that
that's
is right.
words to live by. And Mr. Pandey, if you don't mind me asking, how many sessions you've had on this platform so far?
So far, I think it's my second session is going on. I think
Eh,
almost between 100 to 120 to 30. I think.
Sessions you had on this
Yeah.
platform? Great, great. So I can see because you're so confident and I love the body language. So I was just wondering how many sessions in you've been. And also, now you must have out all the feedback that is there in the world, because in 100 sessions, I'm sure those tutors and even you must have understood more about yourself than I can possibly try and
Yeah.
understand about you in this one particular session. Are there any particular difficulties that today, if because we are in the session, that you would want me to help you with, or you just want to practice? Just tell me what right now is
I
your
just I want to practice more and more.
more and more. Great, great. And but nothing in particular that you've been struggling with, right? Like any
I'm
particular
struggling with pronunciation,
pronunciation.
my
Okay.
accent. I'm empty. I do
Ac-
have MPI. Yeah,
Yes. Okay. And are you learning? Are you trying to improve your spoken English for personal communication or for professional purposes as well?
professional.
Professional. So you're okay. So MTI, you tell me. Okay. So like MTI is something that you would want to work on, or is it something that others have asked you to work on?
Apart from yes, sentence formation, a little bit.
Sentence formation.
Yes,
Okay.
sentence formation.
Okay. Great. Sorted. So I think I will just, because I think practice is now what we must be all about, and so
Mm.
we'll keep doing that. For MTI, Mr. Pandey, I really don't. For me, that is never really a problem, because MTI, because we like just the country we are in, everybody will have MTIs on them, and that is how it should be. I don't want everybody to be speaking in my accent, or else the language English will get very boring. Everybody will sound like Mr. Bodh. Mr. Pandey must have his own accent, must have his own MTI. For pronunciation, yes, they must have, because it has been identified as a focus area. I'm sure they must have also given you the fixes for it, which is, every time you come across a new word, because English language is so tricky, sometimes some words are not pronounced the way they are spelled, right? Like
Yeah,
if you go like CASTLE is castle and not castle.
yeah,
OUR is R and not our, because if you see how
yeah.
OUR is, yeah. So for that, just always go on Google, type that word up, and hear its pronunciation. I think
I do.
that's,
I do.
yes,
I
that
do
is the
send.
only fix up.
But
Yes.
don't you think it's some kind it's annoying language sometimes? I go through a video on there are one side were fruits and one side were vegetables, right? Fruits and vegetables. So why do we? That is also countable now. Both are countable now, right? So why do
Yes.
we call fruit, and on the other vegetables?
Yeah. There are a lot of these issues. Yes, yes, yes.
So it's
So,
confusing. So yeah,
so yeah,
for fruit
like I
we
said,
singular, and for vegetable
singular,
we count plural. So
plural.
yeah,
Yeah, it is tricky that way, and like, which is why the best, the best fix for this is just keep reading up as much as you can,
sure.
because it is not language. English language is not very logical. If it would have been logical, it would have been so much better.
Earlier,
Because
what I need to pronounce sugar.
yes, yes,
Now someone told me it's not sugar, it's sugar.
sugar. Yes,
Usually, if we take this way as a pronunciation, it should be
yes,
sugar, but
sugar.
we
Yes,
don't.
no,
Yeah,
wait.
sugar.
So saying it's a very confusing language,
Yeah, very.
and but nothing that can't be resolved with the kind of patience and brilliance that you have. So we'll practice. Let's. How about, do you want to take up the, like? Let's keep probing this topic further. Why
Mhm.
lying is helpful. Yeah, let's get back to it. Now, uh, see, I mean, it's a strange world we live in, right? Wherein lying is better than being honest. Because if we could just be honest, it could be so much better. Do you think honesty is something that we must also try and promote, like instead of lying? Like if you could, would you try and tell others that they should be more honest rather than lying,
Okay.
rather than be like, yeah? Or why do you think honesty is the best policy? Let's just, yeah, because lying can be helpful. Do you think honesty is the best policy?
I have heard many times people say honesty is the best policy, honesty is the best policy, but it should be not like that.
Yes.
Honesty is the only one policy. It should be like that.
Yes. Only
It's
one of the
not
policies.
it's
Yes.
only one policy.
Okay, that's a very refreshing outtake. I would love to hear more. Go ahead, tell
Yes.
me more.
If I
Yeah.
will say honesty is my only one policy, that would be better. Because honesty, best policy, I don't believe your best policy. That means you have more best and worst. You have
Yes.
second best, you have third best, you have fourth best, right? But
Yeah.
I have honesty, only one policy. Apart from this, I don't have any policy. I have only one policy.
One
Honesty.
policy.
That is honesty.
Yes.
Right. So that's how I try to think. And of course, honesty, you should be honest with your,
Mm.
with your service, with yourself, with your,
Yes.
with your character, behavior. Because if you are not honest with it, then obviously you are not going to, accomplish good things in your life.
Yes. That's very, 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 very true. And I couldn't agree more. Let's think, who are the people for whom honesty is not the best policy? Do you think politicians believe in that? Are politicians in the country, do you think? What would you tell them?
That's what I say.
Yeah.
They have many policies and they have kept honesty on the top. That is why they are saying with the best policy.
The best.
So they will run according to their situation, their circumstances. If their circumstance is not good, then they can, cannot keep promise, right?
Very right.
So politicians are I think they are the only one people won't believe, come what may, right?
Yes.
So
even if they're being honest, such is their reputation that we think they're lying.
Yes. And I think if you talk about any sector, only politicians listen, abusive language for their own family, for themselves, more than any others people.
I think that these are some of the perspectives that you just shared with me are very refreshing. That's a very unique way of looking at it. I really enjoyed it. So
thank you.
And also, see, there's so many books behind you. Since we are also, I can see there's an entire bookshelf. So tell me, what kind of books do you enjoy reading nowadays? Or
right now, I'm reading. Where is Steve Jobs' book. I'm reading this one.
Yeah.
And this one, Steve Jobs.
Oh, Steve Jobs. Oh, what a legend. Yeah, legend, no?
Legend. Legend.
Yes. And what about him inspires you when you read?
I got emotional one point of time when I was reading.
Yes.
Tears of my eyes rolling on my cheek because his biological mother left him. When he burned in when her mother was 23 years old in college, right? And he's from Syria. His father was from Syria. So after he got adopted, another couples got adopted. He became in 1988. He was knowing that I am adopted. One of his friends told him that you are adopted. Your real father is not.
Yes.
Father
is not your biological. Yes.
Yeah, and they are not your real father. So he got little bit tensed. Then he thought, who is my father? He kept asking, his father, who is my real father? But they told them that they left you because of this, because of that. So he began finding out who are they, why they left me, why they gave me to someone else. And after in 1980, he fixed jasus, spy, detective, and paid so many detectives to find out who is my parents, real biological parents. and those one or two that got succeeded, and they found out them, and he approached his mother and he talked with them, and he began crying. Okay, why did you do this to me? And on the other hand, he was not telling his adopted parents that I'm finding my real father, I'm finding my real parents. So he did not, and he also did not want to hurt them, the parents who adopted him, right? So he was trying to saving both relation continuously, because they nurtured him, and the one who gave birth and left them, he was also trying to be honest with him. He was just wanted to know the real truth, why what was the situation, why you people left. Yes. So he met, he talked, and he began crying. He was very emotional.
Very emotional. Yes.
Very emotional. And even you will scold him if you say that, Job, you cannot deserve this. You are very this, that. He began crying. So he told his mother, okay. And even his real father, he used to go to his real father restaurant, biological father, to eat lunch. And he knows he is a student, but his father doesn't know he is my real son.
The son. Oh.
Yes. For past 2 or 3 years, he shook hand. He doesn't know he's my real father. He doesn't know he's my real son. No, shook hand talking to, when her real sister took that the hotel, the restaurant which you go to stay in and take meal, he's your real father. Then he got to know, oh, I have met with him so many times. Right.
So yes, it's just
very emotional story.
Very emotional, yes. Very so heartwarming, and it's also sad, right? Like,
and even he knows he is Steve Jobs. Her sister said that the Steve Jobs which you are talking about, he promised with her sister, don't tell my father, my biological father, that I'm his sister, I'm his son.
Yes.
Because he will get to know, he will be totally panicked, and I don't know what in his mind. So he never met. After that, when he got to know that he's my father, he never met with him. He only met with his mother, but not with him.
Not
and till that he was famous. He was rich. He was famous across the country. So, but he was also very romantic person. He, in his early 20, he also before marriage, he produced a lady. Okay, and she showed him that he was not accepting that girl. She said no. Her name was Henra. Her name was Henra. With he had a relationship, and she said, "Why you are not accepting that?" So he is saying that no, you have slept with many boys. So how can you believe this is my child? Okay, this is not my.
He did not believe her. Yes.
So they were. Then DNA checkup happened. Then they got to know, no, it is Stu's child. No, so in law said that you have to give, whatever expenditure is coming up to till the age of 30.
Yes,
he can nurture of her education expenditure. This all he gave there. Well, after that, once he began, after 20 years old, he accepted that girl as a father. And he took her to 3 or 4 trips, Japan, Paris, somewhere, and he was working in his company. Yes, so that's how. And then he second times he got fallen in love with another woman, Dispenja, something like that. I am unable to recall her name. He stayed in that relationship for 5 years, and it was excited love, one-sided love. He broke up with her boyfriend, and he pursued that girl. No, he was knowing that she had a boyfriend, but still he was behind her, and he enticed her. And that 5 years, then at the end, in 1989, they got again broke up. Yes, but that girl was so honest. Even he was saying she was so honest. But
Yes.
I had a mistake. I made a mistake that I deceived her, and that is it. Then again, I see he got married in 1990 with her,
Yes.
and up to here I have read. And
No, I mean that's firstly that's so like the intensity with which you've read him and your observations about his life are again they've picked up the most pertinent aspects about him, the most inspiration, like things that reveal the more human side of the legend that he was. Like he was so human in those moments. And that thank you. I didn't know a lot of this. Even I've read a little bit about Steve Jobs, but I got to know so many new things. I never knew that.
one more. Yeah, sorry, I may know where are you from?
Me, I know my looks might suggest to you that I'm
May I
from.
guess? May I guess? May I guess?
Take a guess.
Uttarakhand?
Close enough. I am from the hill states, but from Himachal. That's good.
Himachal. Okay.
Yes,
So let me
that's
tell
great.
you why I'm saying this Himachal. There
He's
is a
been to
Neem Karoli Baba. Have you heard about Neem Karoli Baba?
Karoli Baba. Yeah, I know that. I
Karoli
know
Baba.
about that journey of his that he's been.
So he had came in
He's been
1977,
yes.
and he was very inspired by Jain and Indian culture. He was very spiritual,
Yes.
with Indian and Jain and Buddhist. So
Buddhism.
one of his friends came to India to meet with him, Karoli Baba. He
Karoli
met
Baba.
and he learned so many things. And he went to and told him that there is a Baba in India who is named Karoli Baba. He's very intellectual.
Yes.
He will bless you, then you will be succeeded if you follow his path.
You will succeed. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
great,
So he
Mr.
came
Pandey.
then,
Yes.
when
I'm
he
sorry,
came,
Mr. Pandey. Yes, I'm so sorry. I think are we running like
out of time.
what? Yes, I think we've just got under 2 minutes. So let me just tell you firstly, this has been, I think, more than me giving you feedback. You have taught me so many things about Steve Jobs. So thank you very much for that. I would also suggest that you're doing really great. I love whatever I heard and whatever I saw. Right now, I know you're on the right path. Just few fixes that you would need to be careful of. Somewhere I figured that they're a little misplaced vocabulary. So just work on that. Otherwise, nothing else. All that I could see and whatever I read in the interaction was very reassuring. And it's just a matter of time before, all your efforts will again be attended with a smashing success. And thank you very much for this riveting conversation and delightful session. I would also make another request. Kindly, Mr. Pandey, drop me a feedback at the end of it. It also helps me to improve and be honest in the feedback. There, I won't appreciate it.
I always be honest. I never
Yes.
feedback
I know.
because
I know.
the
I'm
way
just
you are
yes.
teaching me, I will feedback
Yes.
100%.
Yes, give me a feedback. And this was
By the
rather
way,
great. Yes.
why I have booked you? Because you have 4.8 rating. And that is why I booked one. Those tutors who has more than rating 4.5, 4.6,
Yes.
4.7, I love
Yes.
connecting those people.